So what you gonna do? You coming to the shop?
You me come from outside? Can you see that though? Oh. Welcome everybody, Coach Roach here. Yeah, you know, I had to come in here, do a quick intro, do a little backstory for y'all. So, I'm from Jamaica, Westmoreland, Jamaica. Start up. Now, do I talk to them Jamaican? Or keep going back and forth?
You can go back and forth, give them a little.
I know, right?
I'm like, yeah, welcome everybody. Coach Roach here, you know, from Cheat Code, Roach Gang.
Man of Phoenix, what time is it? It's about to be trading time, so I gotta head back. I'm just gonna float back. Shit, this one's a little far today.
Everywhere, we're here, worldwide invested.
Welcome to Zanzibar! Zanzibar, Hakuna Matata! Worldwide invested!
Everywhere, the bookstore, gallery. I'm gonna show you this place soon, all right? So I just had to come in here, give you a backstory. So I'm from Westmoreland, Jamaica. Big up the thing, right? I moved from Westmoreland to Long Island, Jamaica with my dad. Maybe like 10 years, 15 years now, right? From there, you know, seeing everybody live easy, simple, chill life. But you know, you don't know what's going on because everybody's still working, right? From there, I was playing soccer. After I was playing soccer, I wasn't really feeling up north anymore, soccer in like Canada. Come back down here with my cousins, basically start doing pest control. So like, I've only been playing soccer my whole life. Like no real, you know, no real work, no real anything. Honestly, playing soccer, that's what's paying for most of my stuff. Getting me from place to place, that's what I'm really doing. You know, doing some trapping. That's what you gotta do. I don't know what else y'all was doing, but I wasn't going to work. So doing some trapping, doing some of that, right? So then ended up saying like, maybe you wanna change. So my aunt actually hit me up and my cousins, they were like, yo, we're in Georgia. Come down to Georgia, see what's going on down here, right? I'm like, all right, let's go. Boom, boom. My cousin also just bought a house and he was saying how rent was crazy in New York. So I was like, okay, let's go see, you know, do your own thing. Come down here, we start doing the pest control company that he's doing, running that. Go in this one guy's house one day, and he's like, yo, I'm trying to ask him like, yo, where should I spray? What should I do? He's like, yo, like, hold on 1 second, just go spray in the kitchen for now, basically, some shit like that. I'm like, brother, what? He's like, yeah, just spray everything possible, because he's not paying attention at all. So I'm like, all right, I'm just trying to leave. So I go back, spray, come back. I know this not even like 10 minutes. So it's like not even 10 minutes. I come back, talking to him like, yo, I don't know when I'm gonna come back, just let me know. Boom, boom. He's like, yo, I just made like 3K. And I remember that day, like it was yesterday. I'm like, all right, bro, what? 3K? I'm out here all day running around these houses, bro. Taking out spider webs, going under people's crawl space. I don't know, getting rats and stuff, checking out the holes underneath the house. But bro, you just did this in like the time I was at your house, 10 minutes. I had to really get Jamaican under brother. I said, yo, me not left. Me not left until you show me what that is. I'm like, no way. He's like, all right, yo, I got you, but not right now. And like looking back, I could tell at the time, like it's crazy because he's in the trade and I'm trying to talk to him. Like if anybody ever tried to talk to me in the trade, like they'll probably know, like, you should probably disappear. Cause like that would be crazy, but like he still helped me out. So I respect the dude for that. But he didn't message me for a while, long time. Probably like 1-2 months. But I'm already researching myself. I'm like, money on the computer, 10 minutes, 3,000. I'm looking up everything I know what he's just doing. I'm like, I see the thing chart, but I'm still not really finding out nothing. Honestly, my little brother, I hit him up. I'm like, yo, you know about something like this? He's actually telling me that he does, but at the time, he doesn't really know too much about it either, but he was living with someone that did it. But like, I think it was options trade, like Forex trading something, right? And then like, so we don't know, we still looking it up. Then homeboy just hit me up out of the blue. Like, yo, I got you. I completely forgot like a stack of videos. And ever since that day, yo, that's how I really started trading. Like, he sent me a psychology video, which was a big, like, I think that's the biggest help for me. Y'all should really pay attention to that. If I didn't have my psyche, I definitely wouldn't be here, because trading is crazy, right? But he sent me the psyche video, the indifference to money video. He was sending me a whole bunch of those videos and the Adam Koo video. And ever since I got that, I was like, boom. Like, it was that day I found out, started watching people online, they making 3,000. You know, you start feeling right. Cause I'm like, I'm about to do this. You don't know, but I'm like, I'm about to do this, yo. Go on there now, right? Start looking on YouTube, find a lot of people streaming live. This dude named Bye Bye Money. I start following him like every day. My boy is like showing you what he's doing. He's trading it live. Like, you could follow him. If you follow his old live, that's my dude. Shouts out to him for real. If you follow his whole live, like, he'll really teach you step by step. That's why I'm doing it now, right? And then one day he comes on, he's like, yo, there's this thing called prop firms. I'm getting one, they funding you. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So now I can learn trading. I don't need my own money, just focus on the skill, which is all I've been doing for like the past now. This is like 5-6 months. I'm just focused on the skill, focus. Get the prop firm, started getting it going. Failed like twice, right? You gotta deal with that, but learned a lot of stuff during that time, like how I'm doing. Literally just in those 2 times was always about getting feedback, you know? It's not about just losing, it gotta be something that's happening, tweaking something, putting something here, switching it up, you know? After the 3rd time past it, got my 1,500, and that was it. It all started from there. To be honest, I quit my job.
Quit! I quit!
Literally the next day, I was like, yeah, no way. Because I still had the account, was getting paid. I'm about to get paid out again. I'm like, no way. I did this from still doing passive. You guys could hear me. All right. So yeah, just gonna give it another minute or 2, but nothing crazy, right? Just literally gonna listen to this mindset thing. I was gonna do it anyways, and then this chart that we're on right here is from, let's see, from Friday. So we're just gonna chart this up from the start from Friday. What I should do is draw some of the arrows and stuff we need real quick. Hold on. So I'm gonna draw a couple of the tools that I use. So you guys could kind of start following along slowly but surely with what I be doing, what's going on. Alright, so we'll say, you know what I should do? I'm gonna upload. Let me upload this translation. Hold on. Where's the chart? Alright, here we go. So I'm gonna upload this chart key. Whoever needs it, you could look at it, but that's the chart key so far. This is NASDAQ. Eventually, if you guys like this and you want to keep doing it, we could do like any other even stock. Eventually, I'll go on TradingView. Like, I'm telling you guys, once you know how to read this price action and follow it along with these trendline rules and everything I'm about to show you,
You'll be good. I promise you. You don't need much. So all I'm gonna put on right here is a 21 EMA. I even said to myself I'm gonna take off my 9 EMA. So all I'm gonna have is my 21 EMA. Plain and simple. Yellow line. I also want to try to see if I could do an indent. Right side margin. Alright, perfect. So we got a little margin so we can act like we don't know what's going on. So remember, price is starting right here, right? So we got a little margin so we can move it a bit. Interesting. So most of the stuff I'm just like trying to figure out and it just works. Like this is 120. So I wonder now if I can have like right here. Nah, yeah, we'll leave it at about like 30. So perfect, right? Let's start it up. Again, the chart key's there. I'm gonna play this. You guys should see what I'm doing, but just follow along. We're just gonna see if we can, you know, follow what price should have been possibly doing. All we're gonna do. Wish I could move it a little bit more, but it is what it is. Let's go.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Randy Howell with Trader's State of Mind, and the very first thing is let's make sure people can hear me, okay? If some kind people would look into the question box and just type in why or yes, I would really greatly appreciate it. Yep, good. Thank you, Howard. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, we are here today because over the holidays, a lot of traders, as you probably are aware, pretty much really slow down during Christmas time or the holidays. And what they do is they start doing a lot of their planning. They start really looking back over what's happened, and they start making plans about how they're going to evolve themselves over the coming year, 2024. And I'm always amazed at how people use the same kind of logic and the kind of rational thing when they start thinking about trading psychology goals. You're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to trade at this particular level, and you have the goal of being a disciplined trader. And my question was, well, how are you going to do that? Because ultimately, there's a great divide that occurs between setting programming type of goals about what your system needs to be doing, what you need to be doing, how you're going to be kind of directing your life, and also the goals that you have about your ability to perform under pressure. They're very different. And so what I want to do is we're going to be looking at this, and I'm just telling you up front, is the kind of thinking that you give to business goals and stuff like that is not going to work with the emotional brain. And don't depend on me for the answer that's saying, oh, Randy Howell said that. Well, I want you to look at your own experience. I want you to take a look and say, after all that planning and all like that, you come down to the moment of where you're risking your precious capital and it could be taken from you, and then see what happens. After all that planning, you still find yourself, you having missed the mark about, well, what is it I really need to be doing? How do I go actually and set a goal that's actually doable with my trading psychology to be able to produce a mindset that can deal with trading on a level that I'm not able to do right now, even though I'm doing all this planning. So we've got that. Oh, and by the way, is I hold my questions toward the end. So that doesn't mean you can't write questions. I would really like that, because we're sitting here after a presentation and we're all sitting around waiting for somebody to ask a question. It'd be really nice, folks, if somebody primed the pump a little bit so that we have some. So you just type them in, to the question box, and we will get to those. But first, what I want to do is I want to start laying this thing out very differently. Is that what is actually going on here? What is actually going on is why can't you plan mindset goals like business goals? And the truth is this, because you have no idea what you're dealing with. You think you're dealing with a rational human being. And the truth is that you're not. There is a need in business for you to be able to say, you know something, this can be very rational. I'm just going to zoom in on what's really important. I'm going to push emotions out of the way. I'm not going to deal with them because they're not that important. And what happens is that what you don't grasp is that there is an emotional underpinning to every decision you make when you have risk involved. You can say, well, I've got my risk management, I have my strategy, I know what I'm doing. Yeah, that's on a cognitive level. And we're going to be looking at the triune brain tonight. We're going to be taking a look at it and saying why this just looks like it ought to work. It makes sense, but it doesn't work. But first, what I want to do is I want to go back to the first slide. That one, yeah. This is the dilemma that every one of you is going to have to learn to master. This cognitive brain of yours, that little geeky white guy looking out the brain window, okay, as he steers a course into a consistently profitable future, what he does not comprehend, he has lost connection to his backseat driver. Behind him is the emotional brain, or even the brainstem, often called the reptilian brain. We'll be talking a little bit more about that. He doesn't look back there. As a matter of fact, that neocortex of his doesn't have the ability. It's forgotten to look and turn back at the emotional brain, because ultimately that emotional brain is making the decisions under the conditions of threat, okay, and or opportunity, lust, jumping into trades, or hating to lose and ending up in revenge trading. But this is the deal. What I want you to grasp, this is the dilemma that very few people figure out. I mean, this is not just in trading. A long time ago in a place far, far away, I was a practicing therapist, and I did a lot of groups for where the criminal court sent them, juvenile court sent them, DSS sent them, and my job was that they had to go through a curriculum that allowed them to actually get their kids back or get better. And ultimately, though, is what I discovered is all the cognitive behavioral stuff that I had learned didn't work at that level. And I started asking myself, what am I missing here? The problem is that in cognitive behavioral and in life, thank you, Mr. Rene Descartes, but we think that thinking makes me exist. When in fact, in emotional intelligence theory, what you discover is thinking is the caboose. It's just kind of an afterthought. It's a behavioral output, okay? After a very long chain of automatic responses get together and decide what direction that the human being is going to go. And what I discovered when I moved over to emotional intelligence, that is saying that all thinking is emotional state dependent, I got very different results. And it's the same thing in trading, is it's still a cognitive behavioral thing. And then all of a sudden what you discover is you still have to do with these gooey emotions. So we've taken that one more step forward, please. And then what happens is the real key is this. The tragic flaw is that you actually think you're a rational being. I want you to, right now, if you can, if you have a mirror, if you have a phone that you can look at yourself in, like, you know, taking a photograph of yourself, or anything that you can look at yourself in, I wish you to put it, and I'm asking you to take a look at your reflection. And what I want you to do is to answer this question. In matter of fact, I would really appreciate it if you would actually feel these. What do you see? When you look in the reflection and you see yourself, what do you see? a reflection of yourself, right? You see, you're looking at yourself, right? You know, if you ask me, when I look at a human being, I do not see a human being. I do not see this fancy geeky guy that we saw driving the brain. I see an animal. I see a biological creature that only emerged as a human being 6.5 million years ago. And besides that, before then, he was a mammalian brain, a social mammalian brain that dates back to 125 million years ago. And the mammalians didn't come the superior group until about 60 million years ago, when this big, huge something or other collided with the Earth and the dinosaurs died. But what I want you to hear is the brain from 125 million years ago, somehow about 6.5 million years ago, a tumor started growing on that brain to where we had a neocortex, that thinking brain that we prize so highly and that we think that we talk in and we do all and we plan in and all like that. But what I want you to recognize is that latecomer to the show is plugged into a brain that's 125 million years old. Pretty primitive stuff. And it occupies a chunk of his brain. It's known as the limbic system. It's known as the mammalian brain. It's known as the emotional brain. But let's not stop there, friends. Let's step one step further, and the triune brain, which we'll be looking at a little sooner. As a matter of fact, let's go there now. Just move one side. This is the triune brain is a great invention for teaching. But the truth is that our brain is deeply integrated with all over the place. So it's not like this is like a 1950s, 60s, 70s snapshot. But that human brain, 6.5 million years old, that's what gives you the illusion that you can outthink the markets. It gives you the illusion that you're a rational human being. Underneath that, okay, is the mammalian brain. That mammalian brain is an enormous advancement, but that's where emotions emerge. Like emotions like where you felt chemistry inside the body. When I this summer I have a number of snakes on our property, and I will catch them. I don't kill them, but I also have a copperhead that frequents our property, and I will catch that copperhead. And what happens is that when I take my snake loop and take it and pick him up, he strikes it. That's an emotion. That's a body's response to a breakdown in the environment. Okay, that's the reptilian idea of an emotion. Now, if you go to the mammalian thing, is that all of a sudden you can actually see my dog get fearful. You can see him starting having joy. You can see him. That's an enormous advancement. But that reptilian brain that you're looking at right now goes back over 600 million years from where animals started emerging out of the ocean. What I'm asking you to recognize is you're looking at the human neocortex, that green thing there, and you're looking at that going, yeah, but it's so cool. And what it's rooted into is the emotional mammalian brain from 125 million years ago. It's rooted into the reptilian brain that goes back as far as 600 million years ago with the emergence of life on Earth. All those brains had one idea, is to adapt you to be able to survive in a particular environment. Obviously that copperhead that I was talking about has a very different emotional response. Okay, they don't have feelings, they don't have stuff like that. And then, what happened is that 125 million years ago, the mammals started rising. 6.5 million years ago, you get this highly sophisticated animal. Okay? But what I want you to understand is that all the information about danger, flows through the reptilian brain and the mammalian brain long before it gets to this neocortex that we're calling the human brain, the thinking brain. So what I want you to recognize is this: you're not a rational human being, and you're having the illusion that you are is in fact something that stands in your way from being a successful trader. We're going to have to learn to cool the mammalian brain. We're going to have to learn to work with reptilian brain. And we can do that because actually the human brain, the thinking brain, the neocortex can really do some cool stuff if you understand it and its place among the organization of this brain we have, particularly when we are subjecting that brain, you, to what the brain considers to be a threat. And my promise to you is this, is that your caveman brain, and by the way, you had that one probably about 100,000 years ago, and you started really thinking in language probably 40,000 years ago. Do you see what a little baby we are? And we still are controlled by the mammalian brain. The deal though is this, is you're getting there and you're saying, okay, this is quite a picture, you know. Now what I want to really understand is take it one step further, okay? Now we're still looking at this, and all of a sudden now we're looking at it in a different way. We're saying that mammalian brain, I mean that thinking brain, that neocortex, is the executive suite. It just it's the learning brain. It can do this. It can say more. I can plan. I can do all this stuff. I can blah 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 blah. But the problem is, for most folks, the thinking brain does not realize that it grew from, is still embedded in the emotional brain, the limbic system. And that limbic system has a high priority of staying alive in the short term. Now, we're social mammalians, and what binds social mammalians together for survival is love. You know, everybody has deep value in a clan because they all work together for group survival. The deal, though, is that thinking brain emerges out of that emotional brain and out of the brainstem, that reptilian brain. So the deal is, how are you going to work this? Because the deal is, when you are sitting there, and I'm gonna use taking a loss because, God, it's a huge problem with traders, is people don't want to take a loss. You know, part of it is psychological. They grew up in competitive families, and winning was how you proved yourself, and you got status, and you felt good about yourself, blah, 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 blah. But even deeper than that, to your caveman brain and beyond, the reason you don't want to take a loss, a monetary loss, is not because of the money. Your caveman brain has no clue what money is. Yet, it understands very well survival in the moment. If it takes a loss to the caveman brain, that's a biological threat to its existence. Might as well be a saber-toothed cat jumping at you with big, huge 6-inch incisors coming down and just going right, piercing right through your shoulder blades. Yeah. And what happens is, when that trade goes against you, and particularly if you've been preloaded, you've already taken some losses, and then it goes against you, you are looking and going, oh my God, I have to fight for my life. To that emotional brain? Absolutely. To your caveman ancestor? Absolutely. What do you think happens to the executive function of the neocortex when that happens? It's gone. All the plan, gone. And suddenly what you're doing is you're reacting the way our ancestors did tens of thousands of years ago, to 6.5 million years ago, to 125 million years ago. We'll give it some slack after that, though. Now, in caveman, understand, caveman does not know about money. It sees that as, if I'm making money, then I'm getting status, I'm important, I matter, blah, blah, blah. I have worth. If I don't make money, I'm taking losses, and therefore I have biological threat to my existence. Yeah, that's what I need you, and that's why it's so powerful, man. You just get it just flips, the trip switches, boom, and your thinking brain is there one time, starts going against you, and all of a sudden, bam, you're a you're a bunking bronco in a burning barn. That fast. 0.003 seconds. That's how fast the emotional brain activates emotion in defensive cell versus 0.25 seconds for that information to have gotten to the thinking brain for consideration. This is where the problem's at, okay? And we're going to have to figure out a way to deal with it. So, oh, and by the way, Happy New Year. I forgot about that. And the truth is I'm meeting people today, and I'm going, my gosh, it's even hard to talk about the new year. It's like we've already begun. What I want you to grasp, if nothing else, is that understanding your emotional nature is the foundation to building a performance psychology for your trading. Okay, when you take a look at this graphic and you look at these guys sitting on top of their brains and they're in management of their brain, well, I want to tell you something. That would require a lot of emotional intelligence. That would require a lot of understanding the way the brain functions and works, particularly under stress, under the knowledge of you don't know what's going to happen and you can't control what happens. So what we're going is saying, the big takeaway here is you don't have emotions. They have you. And the only time you don't have emotions is when you're dead. And that's not that's not an outcome that we want. Yet, our brain, remember, this isn't that 21st century guy who's living in an artificial environment, no longer even connected to the woods and stuff like that. It is what he grew up in. But the deal is what we want, what our psychology wants on the ground floor, everything is built around it. It wants control over uncertainty. It wants control over outcome. It wants to be able to have that much control, because understand, we were little critters when we were just coming out of trees and we were getting on the African savanna. And ultimately what happened is that we built a anxious state of mind, because for us to assume that there were saber-tooth tigers behind every bush that you could see on the savanna actually was great survival value. And so it got bred in, and before you knew it, that we started having anxiety. Okay, and that anxiety could be not being able to get into trades. That anxiety could be wanting to take profits really early because it might get taken away. That anxiety, particularly with men, may turn into anger if a trade goes against you, and you react back and you want to kill what's threatening you. Okay, these are the motives. This is the stuff that's going on. And at the bottom of this, friends, at the bottom of this is this need to control outcome. Okay? Now, as a trader, you're going to probably call that winning and losing, risk management. And you really want to win. At the same time, is that in trading, you're going to take a lot of losses over a lifetime. In fact, if you're going to be a consistently profitable trader and a successful one at that, you're going to have to become really good at taking losses, really good. So you're going to actually have to re-engineer what evolution has set up in you as a successful strategy for short-term survival. Do you grasp why people come in? I work with a guy who, at first, when he first met me, he said, okay, we're going to come on board, you're going to take the NGO course. And he says, Randy, I said, what I was going to do is I was going to take this course, I was going to become a great trader, and I was going to make a lot of money, and blah, 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 blah. And he's not. At the same time, what happened is that what came to me was a client that I find out that has complicated PTSD from a lot of abuse growing up. I have a client who has Crohn's disease and had part of his gut removed. I have all this stuff going on, and he has a fear-based way of interacting with the world. Now, that is going to have to be mastered. He doesn't have control. The problem is that in his view of the world, he's powerless, and he's having to learn power. a lot of people are like that. They think they're going to come in, they're going to learn some cool Randy Howell things, and then go out and just knock it dead. What we are looking to do is to build an emotional base, a very different kind of brain that responds to uncertainty very differently. And what we're going to do is one of the very on the ground floor is we're going to let go of the need for control of outcome. Powerful stuff. And yet, that's the way it works. Because ultimately, what trading requires, and just let me know if I'm talking to the wrong people. Have you noticed, folks, in trading that you do not have control over the outcome? And have you gotten comfortable with the uncertainty of trading? Because until you take that really success-oriented mind that most people bring to trading, I used to think it was just Americans, but you know, I work all over the globe now, and it's very clear that practically everybody I meet from all wakes of life and cultures, they have a very competitive spirit. Now, we get that from our caveman ancestors. We had to be competitive. We had to believe we were going to win and to dominate. Okay? But the thing is now what we've got is we've gotten this brain that's very success oriented for short-term survival, and we are taking it and plopping it into a world of trading where success is not measured by winning and losing. Success is measured by managing the mind that you bring into the moment of uncertainty. That's where your brain supplies a psychological edge to the method edge that you have found between the winning and losing. Because ultimately, trading is a game of where you want to extract more capital out of the markets than you give back. There's a lot of losing, there's a lot of winning going on. And you have to develop a mind that is comfortable with taking losses and not getting excited about wins. They're just landing on the right side of probability relative to you rather than landing on the wrong side of probability, which is what I teach losing is. So we've gotten this thing and we're going, okay, now what we're saying is we've got a brain that was highly successful for survival over the last 600 million years, and as a mammal for the last 6.5 million years, and as a modern man for probably the last 5,000, 10,000 years. Okay, understand, we still had saber-toothed tigers hanging around with us 10,000 years ago, and we exterminated them. So we figured out how to control outcome. So now what we're saying is, okay, because if you do not learn to be able to take the brain that you brought and rebuild it into this newfangled thing that handles uncertainty, it's going to be a long ride for you. And your fantasy of, there's this guy who makes a lot of money all the time, I'm just going to be like him. Well, I'm going to tell you, he may have won the genetics lottery in terms of having a mind that deals with uncertainty very differently than the rest of us do. That's called emotional architecture. Or he may have learned how to do this, how to really learn how to control what he can control, the mind he brings into the moment. But what we really want to do is we want to say, okay, until we train that brain, this is what you got, friends, is that you're going to experience the powerlessness, okay, no matter how manly you are, you're going to experience the powerlessness of not being able to control outcome. And I get messages from alpha males who have been very successful to me all the time, and they want to know, well, what is the problem here? You know, the thing is I just don't want to lose, man, and I blow up accounts. What they're experiencing, understand, an alpha goes out and it's corporate, we're in the business stuff. He goes out as a warrior and wins. He makes money. He accumulates power. And he begins to believe that he is that power, okay? And then he gets into trading and find out that's all an illusion. The control was an illusion. And he's going to either have to retrain his brain or he's going to have to stay stuck where he's at. The deal is the uncertainty is not going to change. The alpha, before trading, has lived in a small enough world where you can exert a lot of power. And the markets are vast. The markets are incredibly diverse, and it's just swirling around, and it's impossible for us to really know and to control. So you've gotten this thing. Now, ultimately, when you experience the powerlessness, you know, it might be after a string of wins, you feel so dang good, and then all of a sudden, you re-experience the powerlessness. You're trying to have power over something that you do not have control over. What I'm asking is that in that, you don't have control over outcome. You have control over the mind that you bring into the moment of uncertainty. And friends, that's the edge that as you are planning your psychology goals that you want to produce. You're not going to be the king of the mountain. What you're going to be is a disciplined, patient trader who waits for the market to give. Completely different animal than the alpha. So we've gotten that. And then you go, if the markets are unforgiving, and if I have a brain not set up for this, what do? Do I just give up and quit trading? And no. The good news is your brain is ultimately an adaptive organism that is constantly readapting. When it finally learns that it needs to relearn something, it needs to come to a better understanding, it needs to acquire different beliefs. What we want to do is we actually want to use emotional intelligence to begin to train the brain to be able to be comfortable with the environmental conditions of trading where you do not have control over outcome, and there's a high probability that you're going to be taking losses. And again, you're going, well, even if I grew up in a really healthy family, most likely I either grew up in a competitive family where winning was really important, and all of a sudden you can't control winning in trading, or you grew up in a family that was really scarcity thinking minded, where you had a house, you had a home, you had a job, and you didn't want to grow, you didn't want to risk anything because you might lose your house, you might do it, and so you stay stuck. That's the way most of us work. Okay, so we want to start saying, how do we use emotional intelligence for me to learn to drive that brain in a very different way to produce a kind of mind that is radically different than what I've gotten used to. And here's where it starts, is what you want to control is in fact what you can really control. You're looking at what is known as a historical internal dialogue here, where you have the devil really representative of the dark side, and you have this angel on the light side. And ultimately, I would consider that the Cherokee Indians of southeastern United States had it right. In their spiritual philosophy, they believed that man's mind was composed of two wolves instead of critters like this. One was a dark, destructive wolf. The other was a light, constructive wolf. And what happened is that there was a continual struggle within the man's mind or control of that mind. What the Cherokee believed.
All right, guys, real quick. So here we go. That was really it. This is all I saw so far. And this is basically how I get to, having the chart that I have in the end by the time when we're live and all that stuff, this is just what I do. Same thing. Now I could go back and color the big ones, if I have time, I usually just do it because we usually have time, right? It's not all shooting out at once. But yeah, that's basically it. Like, we'll go over some of the stuff real quick so you guys see what my thought process was. I don't really want to remove that one. Alright, here we go. Make this one kind of big. Alright,
this?
Hmm?
That shit pink?
Oh yeah, this bit. Yeah.
Ah, the fuck.
What the hell is that? Oh, hold on. Who's it?
It's on the beanie. I'm glad.
Alright.
Mom!
Alright, hold on, guys. Hold on.
So why you trade now? Jackie?
Alright, guys.
Why?
So, I'm about to show y'all this.
What y'all get up?
No man, school locked tomorrow.
Close out tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's not staying up there.
Alright, so look at this.
You only tomorrow. Jackie, I come back tomorrow.
That's alright. That's alright.
No, because we can give enough how much we stay up.
So no
Because
one
we
on
will say
them.
no. Jackie, not stay.
Yeah, so
What's up? How you doing? Doing alright?
Happy birthday, Auntie.
What up, darling?
Alright.
y'all hold on. I keep playing this.
That was so radically different than other
Yes.
cultures was that
You guys good though?
the wolf that won
Okay.
destruction or construction
Godmother died. That's why
was in fact the wolf that the man, the person chose to be.
Today.
When should I?
She just died today.
Oh, Auntie Vinny
Oh
birthday.
man.
This is powerful, and what happens is most people discover they've been feeding the wrong parts of the brain, the parts of your human potential. And so what we really want to do is say, I can control the emotions that give rise to the mind when engaging the uncertainty of training. That I can do. That's the edge. That's the psychological edge you need to drive a method edge. And at the same time, what happens is that, okay, I can control this internal dialogue. Yes, you can. Once you learn one that you really have no choice but to master it. And it doesn't really, you can shout and scream at it, and you can be fearful. The truth is that you're not going to man up on this thing. What you're going to do is you're going to learn to master yourself. Okay? You're going to master the beliefs that you hold about your ability to engage uncertainty. The truth is, most people really in trading discover that with a truth meter called.
Alright. So real quick, I'm going back and forth. We'll see. I'll just go over this real quick. So you guys can hear me. Can you guys give me some threes if you can hear me? Just want to make sure I'm not talking and it's on mute. Just give me a 3. Send in something in the chat or say whatever. But yeah, send me some 3s so I know what's going on. I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay. Alright, perfect. So yeah, so like I was saying, this is just how you gotta start. You gotta do this all the time. I mean, I do it all day anyways, right? This is just a chart that I brought up just to show you guys. You guys already know this is my chart. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, oh yeah, okay, so everybody can hear me good. So, this is my chart, you know? I always got all the drawings and whatever. I just literally, you could get a new chart, go from fresh, delete, nothing's gonna be on there, so you don't even have to delete, and just follow. I promise you, if you draw these things, you'll be able to actually, right?
So who teaches you?
We don't know 110%. I teach myself. My eyes here. So,
No, but what you all do now?
good at those.
No, let's go.
Hey, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Garden?
Let's go work tomorrow.
What do you think, man? You know what
Yeah,
you're doing, brother?
Alright, man. Hey, appreciate you, man. Hey,
Anytime.
condolences again,
Yeah,
man.
man. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, Auntie, enjoy the rest of your day.
Right now.
Alright, alright, yeah, man. Listen. Alright, bro. Let's see it. It? Alright, later.
Nice. Non-tap tears.
Oh, watch out. So, alright, later. Yeah, my aunt's gonna go came to see my mom. They're chilling real quick. But yeah, so back to what we were saying. If you follow this and draw, like, just do your best to just, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. It could be whatever, but if you just make sure you follow, I promise you all. And if you guys want us to do this all the time, we can. I got no problem with it, honestly. Cause I do it anyways. I just start realizing like half the stuff I need to maybe help or you know, make clear for you guys. I already do it, so might as well. But like, you know, like for example, that's why I wanted to go over this real quick. All right. So say you're following the price, right? You're just following the price. You don't know what's what, so I'm always drawing and I'm always coloring. Like if you see, I'm coloring these in, but like I promise y'all, I would, if you watch me trade live, this is exactly how I do it, right? Because I just want to be able to visually look at the price real quick. Look down, boom, see what's going on. So, alright, here we go. If I got this range, right? I could see the range. I could also start drawing the two legs. I didn't draw this leg here, I guess I just left it. But you can see right here, right? If I measure it, I'm always measuring the legs down, measuring the legs up to get a clue of where price could reverse. You know, I'm usually looking for the legs down or the legs up to be a connection piece. So technically, what am I looking for here? I was looking for this down move, because if you can see, we already started a down move, right? You could also go back a little bit previous day, right? Measure this down move. And then if you're really looking for a down move, you want to get in at the end of what? At the end of the up move. And how you would do that is simply, you know, I draw this leg, I wait it out, wait for it to play out. Okay, new extreme. I don't like this bar, so I don't even mark it, and I don't like the middle of the range, so I don't even mark it. Usually these places, when I have middle of the range, you'll see me put something like this. And that's just to remind myself, like, I need to stay out away from that. I don't need to even look at that or participate. Now, the yellow circles, these trades are interesting to me, and I would maybe look at it if I'm in, I don't know, maybe M and Q or something, because I don't really like these signal bars. Like, we could zoom in, right? This signal bar is shot, like, this is a spinning top in the middle, but I like the place where it's at because this is also a fail breakout. And again, this is why I draw this stuff and write these all out, right? So you guys can visually see what the fail breakout is. I got this box, it's respecting the box clearly, then all of a sudden it breaks out, you know? Simple enough, price action. I'm waiting for this to fail, break back down into it. Then I got my trend line rule, I got an uptrend, break, new extreme, really powerful, so that's why I'm like, you know, it's such good context that you might scale down to M and Q and still try to mess with it, but definitely not NQ. Right here we got a lower high, but again, this is so close to this bottom area. You guys just gotta, if you're not in here and you get lucked out with this little another breakout here, you just gotta sit and watch, right? Sit and watch. Remember, each circle is an interest point for me. That doesn't mean I'm taking the trade, especially when the ones are yellow. The green ones, usually I'll be taking, and then I'll usually mark my red trade that I either got stopped out on, or you know, something happened. Either I got stopped out on, or for some reason I missed it. I'll mark that as a red trade. So again, now I got this leg down. Remember how I'm saying when I'm looking for legs up here to generate a down move, now I got two perfect legs down. That can easily generate now an up move. So this is an interesting point. We got a little double bottom here. You definitely want to check that out. 100%, right? Especially if you're trade, like for me, I don't trade the breakout of ranges. I trade the fail breakouts, just like we got into the down move, right? This one's close. This one's a little far away, but within like 4 or 5 bars, I see a strong green bar, especially that wick down and try to come up. If I'm really, you know, feeling it that day, I'll try that. If not, I'll just wait for a higher low above the EMA, right? So right here, you can see they even came in. That's why I marked this area. This is a vicious trap area, because we got an uptrend, break new extreme, just like we had this uptrend, break new extreme. You're thinking reversal, right? Just like here. Now, if you were trading that before, you're thinking the same thing, reversal. What happens? They bring it here. They even give you a red bar, trap you out, right? Come back up. And that's why I look for those 2 legs down and the trend line rule. Because technically, just like how this trend line has a break, new extreme, I'm expecting reversal. This downtrend has a break, new extreme, expecting reversal, right? This is how I put it all together. These drawings aren't just there to make the chart look colorful, I promise you. Now, when I see this trap, I can start looking for 2 legs, right? I got an up move here. I copy and paste that down. Got another up move right here. Give me 1 second. Need to go to my other chart and mark the 7:30 p.m. level. Yes, I always mark the 7:30 p.m. open, close, whatever the level is. And watch how I'll try to show you guys tomorrow this will come into play. Okay, let's get back to this chart. Always mark that level. Always, always. Coach Amy taught me that. Put it on my ES chart as well. Alright, we good. Okay, so now, remember, I've been trading the failed breakouts. I've been trading the stops of the 2 legs all day long, right? So now when I get here, I got 1 leg up, 2nd leg up. If I had a better signal bar, like if we had this signal bar here, I would even make that green. Because technically we have another little uptrend here, right? Sometimes it's just like, I don't want to make it even more cluttered, right? But if I go like there, and I go like that, you'll see the exact same thing we've been looking for. These trends with the break, new extreme, aka there's a high point, then it breaks out of the trend, and then it comes out, takes out that high point, and then it should look to reverse. It's like, you know, basically a stop loss hunt, liquidity hunt, then we reverse. So even here, if we had a better signal bar, I would like this. Here, I would really like a even bottom here for the double tweezer bottom. I'd like that. That's why I have this yellow. But here also signal bar, and here signal bar. This one more so on the green side though than these 2. This is the best one. Okay, now I got this uptrend. Look, this is a trend, right? This is a trend line. Look how it respects the trend line. It doesn't break through the backside, it breaks through the front. It gives the new extreme reverse. Look how this trend line breaks through the backside, right? It goes through the backside of the trend. Then also, what can I also add for my context? I could draw the 2 legs, right? And how do I draw a leg? Here, all green pushes up. I don't see any red bars, and I don't see any break belows. That's gonna classify as one leg. Now I could classify this as what? Second leg, right? And then if I got this here, this whole big leg, come here, a little break, I could say I'm looking even more so for another push up, right? So something interesting to think about here in this 851 spot as well. Because if you're still thinking up, the only problem is, right? Because I know people are going to look at this, you got so little room back to the high. Just like I don't want to take this lower high here because there's so little room to the low. I don't want to take this here, anything here, so little room. But this is interesting. If this was like on a, you know, a stronger trend, maybe trend line here, something to think about. But we keep going. We got that leg up, a little reversal, because when I get a brick in an uptrend, I'm expecting a sell. Strong selling pressure to come in. When I get a brick in a an uptrend, like I said, uptrend, you want the selling, you're looking for the selling to come in. Downtrend, I'm looking for the buying to come in. You know, I'll see if we see any overshoots. I think we did get one in the range, overshoot in the downtrend. So all right, here we go, right? I got this top here, one entry long, second entry long above this bar. This is definitely an interesting spot, this whole area here. This is usually the open, so I don't usually take it, but for such a small bar, if you trade the open, you should be in that easy. Zero, right? Zero top, first entry long, pull back to the 21, second entry long. You can expect some push out there. All right, we go. So this is where I start taking notice of this, like, abnormal, you know, reversals happening. Here it starts to happen once with the brick. Here is no overshoot, and we still get, like, just abnormal reversal. So you gotta be like, take notice of that. Now, I'm not taking notice of that yet when I'm trading on Friday. I'm thinking uptrend because I saw all this. Right? Come in, reject, come in, reject. So when I saw this bar come up, I didn't take this first signal bar because I don't like that red bar. I took this bar right here. So I went long right above this bar. Here, my stop loss was down here. Thinking we're just gonna keep going up, right? For this two-legged target up here. I should have seen how we just made this vicious triple top and maybe just waited for a better push directly off the 21. But I still thought we were gonna go up, so took it, ended up getting washed. Again, that's gonna happen, right? Even if I got a perfect signal bar, could still happen. So you just gotta take it, stay calm. What am I doing now though? I'm gonna use this information. I'm gonna use this trade to definitely, I just paid for this. This is key information now. I gotta use it. What's happening? All of a sudden, we're just getting a random reversal. Like, just random. Again, I don't really see the range. But when you start seeing this, you could just be like, this is kind of interesting. You just kind of get this breakout here. We're starting to get this top action just right here in this little section. All right, we got this breakout. Now after the fact, I could see it's literally a range. They did a breakout pullback, dropped that thing. On another day, maybe if I don't have this long uptrend, right, like that, I still got this uptrend, right? But then if I don't have that, because all I got is boom, boom, but you can't tell me this uptrend is not valid. Don't look at that here. Just from here to here, doesn't that look valid? Yep. So again, gotta just look a little both sides. This can happen at any time. I don't know. Then we get that reversal. So now I'm thinking, okay, I need to switch to a downtrend bias. I need to switch to looking down. I was looking up here. I'm not gonna keep looking up, especially I just paid for that, right? So now all I'm looking for is right here. We get a pullback to the 21 before we get a new extreme of here. Damn, we get a new extreme of here and we're starting to get reversal. I I can't, you know, do anything about that. I just now gotta hope for an uptrend to play out with the break new extreme and get a reversal. I'm getting the uptrend. Oh man, what's happening? I'm getting the same overshoot pattern here that I got, and we reversed, right? So if you can't see, I'll make the brick a little bigger. Polygod's talking about some schooling people in basketball. Alright, so again, I got this uptrend, got the brick, right? The brick, I need to just watch out. This is a sign that I need to watch out. If there's an uptrend in the brick, I need to watch out for a reversal. This one was too small. Watch out for a reversal. What do I get? Boom, breakout. I just get instant reversal, right? Again, another abnormal reversal. I'm just keeping that in mind. It keeps happening. It happened here, now it happened again. I'm looking for selling pressure. It broke below my EMA. What am I looking for? Lower high with a bar that gets wicked out. Lower high with a bar just like this one here. Love this type of bar, right? They started buying, then all of a sudden they just got absorbed. Nice red bottom, looking for selling pressure to go. Nice momentum bar. Love that bar. That's a tier 1 bar for me. All right, so we come, break below the EMA, looking for the push into it. Boom, literally get that push into it, right? So this bar was green at first, then it just got wicked down, red bottom. I'm looking for this leg here to repeat itself and give me another leg down. You gotta be in. Once this bar closes, I'm entering right as soon as a bar breaks below. So boom, I'd be in as soon as this bar breaks below. Target here, break new extreme. Now you're looking for possible reversal area, right? And if you're in this trade, what you want to watch out for, the closest floor. And you can see that's here, right? You can see clearly last time we went there, they just bounced it out. These are things you just got to watch out for. So if I remember I was in this trade, I got out right about here because I can look to the left and I can see that. Yeah, I'm trying to hold all my trades, but I can't ignore the obvious, and neither should you guys, I hope. So boom, I got this going on. Took this one, got out. So I took this one, got stopped out, took this one, made all the profit back and some. So I usually risk about 10 to 15 points, and my targets are usually, you know, either my risk to reward or 20 points. So boom, we starting to get this reversal. What am I looking at here? Looks like I got one leg up, pull back, second leg up. Boom, this is even more clear to me, right? Now when I look back at it and you slow it down, you're gonna start being able to recognize these legs that I'm talking about. First, I can recognize even from here. This is one leg, up. Then this breaks down. Come back to the EMA, second leg. This is why people started selling this already, right? If you're a smart trader and you're trading the count, they are trading for this to immediately reverse. But because I got these, even this leg down here, break new extreme, instant reversal. Yeah, I got the break, I got a break, and I got a new extreme here. I should be looking for reversal as well. Gotta look for it. Even, you know, just gotta look for it. Technically got a break, got a new extreme, right? So every new extreme, I'm looking for potential reversal. Technically, we got that uptrend with the break new extreme. Look how the uptrend, like the trend line is always helping me to stay on the right side. Always helping me to stay on the right side. Which side of the market do I want to be on? Do I want to be buying right now? Do I want to be selling? Right? Because it breaks out here, everybody starts selling, this is what can help you say, okay, I shouldn't be selling yet. I need to break above here, then I can sell, right? So now potentially when you look at this is a terrible signal bar to me. I don't know what that shows. To me, that even shows buying pressure. But again, this is an interesting area right there. So if you wanted to mark that, you could mark this area because we've been trading low-key failed breakouts all day, right? And technically right now, if you're trading the range, this is the top of the range. Right? You can see after you can expand it, but for right now, this would be your top of the range. Bounce up, bounce there, right? You think this is a break and retest, right? Looks like a break and retest, vicious trap. Because if I was looking for an up move, I might take this trade here, but the only thing that might save me, I wait for the break aboves. Right? I would wait for the break above right here. Really why I wait for these bar closes and, you know, all that with my strategy. It's crazy. So again, if you're maybe somebody take this reversal, I wouldn't. I would just wait. This lower high is no good. But this one is interesting, right? Because I got 0, first entry long, pull back. This is a second entry long. This is what I mean. Again, you're looking for connection pieces. Look how I can see the 2 legs in this thing clear as day, and I'm sure you can too. And then when I see those 2 legs, what I would be drawing is a leg from here to possible here, right? Or this reversal point. And then you could look for here to here. The thing that why I don't mark this green is because of the space. I don't know where the ruler is. There usually is a ruler tool here. I don't know where it is. But I don't know how much space this is, but this just doesn't look like too much room. But if you're going for a quick 1-to-1, why not? If you're still thinking the bias is down, right? And you're still thinking that, and you're thinking triple test here off this top of the range, why not? That's why I marked it. I like this. Just wish we had a little more space, but you can see even here we can hit the bottom. You can quickly get out. Yeah, gratefully you get the overshoot, but you don't know that till afterwards, right? So you just be looking for the bottom. Here you get what I call another failed breakout. This green bar, you know, just like we said in the beginning here, people are taking. You could possibly try that out if you're looking now for that reversal point again. So again, you see we got a lot of repeating patterns today. We got some ranges, failed breakouts at the bottom, we got a little up move, right? Failed breakouts at the top, we got down moves. So if you find the range, you could kind of play with this today, right? Goes back all the way to here. I think we got a double deck range, because yeah, I got one right there, and then technically if I wanted to, I could say I got one right over here. Just want to show you, I'm not going to draw that one. But now when you get this activity here, you got to take this range, right, and at least move it up here now. So this was the top, so you can have this. You can have this one, let it end there. But when you get back to over here and you see this top action, you gotta move that second one back up here now. Gotta, because you can see this little failed breakout, right? The geometrical pattern helps me to reason and give a guess to what's going on. Now I can see, okay, we started the range here, but failed breakout, came back, held it here, we're holding it here. I like this one here because I got uptrend, first leg break, second leg break, new extreme, looking for reversal. And like I said, you can see this triple test here. I don't like the doji, but then when you get a 1, 2, 3 tests, you want to test that. Now, even better, if you want to be safe, you wait for what I call a lower high, right? So you get that double top, but not really, because this one's higher. So technically you got a first entry long, pullback, second entry long. Love that trade. Besides this one, that's the best trade of the day, technically. This is so good because it's technical. Everything is perfect, right? It's below the EMA, it breaks it. This one's above, but then it closes and pushes below, right? So you gotta, this is where you want to have a little experience to say, okay, we're not directly below, but hey, we're kind of chomping on this EMA. We could probably, if we break below this bar, we could go down. So you gotta enter, all right? And boom, you would have gotten a nice quick scalp. Hit this bottom at least, right? That's your target. Get out there. Now you can see this is what I call the brick on the downtrend. So you can see the downtrend should not break the backside of the trend line. This is a downtrend line. Trend lines are everywhere. It's in play, right? It breaks that backside. Look, the downtrend shouldn't break the backside. It should break the front side. The uptrend shouldn't break the backside, it should break the front side, right? See, this one breaks the backside of the uptrend, that's a brick. This one breaks the downside of the downtrend, that's a brick. I'm looking for that reversal. Even if I'm in this trade, yeah, I'm already in, so I'm just gonna look for the bottom target. But once it hits the bottom, I'm not playing around, I'm looking to get out. All right? And now we can see, good thing we get out, it's just chomping along. I'm just gonna have to wait and see what happens at the 21. You get the same little activity of the boom, boom, right? The bottom, fail breakout. Technically, this bar breaks below and comes back up. If you want to try this, I wouldn't blame you. Nice fail breakout. You'd be thinking, hey, we've been going back and forth. Maybe we could get back to this top, or at least the top of this little range, right? Or at least a measured move up. Right, because you got one leg, you get that break. Now if you're already in, you should be looking for second leg target. And again, you gotta swiftly get out when these legs hit. If you don't get out, just move your stop loss, man. Move your stop loss up swiftly. You don't know, it just instantly will reverse, especially on the day like today. They're respecting it perfect. Like one leg, come up, second leg, instant, reverse, get out. One leg, come back, second, instant. Like this one not so instant, but a little bit instant, right? Because still instant pushback. Yeah, we get that lower high, but just to trap you still think it's going up, and then vicious. So again, just to keep in mind, right? And now again, I see a setup in here, but again, I don't even look at these areas. Look how it's just running through. The EMA is just running through the price. Stay away. I stay away. Only other thing I see here is you get this break, you get a little breakout pullback, but this bar right here, for me to even be interested, I really want to see it be, I'll mark the area so next time we can recognize, but I really want to see this bar turn green, especially after this little rejection here. Any type of red bar out of it, I don't like. I want to see the red bar push into 21, turn green. I'm with it. I'm with it. A bar like this, right, in this context, I'm with it. Now you see that uptrend. We're getting these abnormal reversals again, right? We had first, we had another one right here. And you can see we just keep getting them. Don't want to market too much stuff here, but again, just to show you. Right, abnormal reversal again, because we got the uptrend. Now, let me color it so you can't say the uptrend wasn't in play. Definitely was, right? And then all of a sudden just reversed. Why do I call it abnormal? For my strategy is abnormal because as we've been going through, when it's valid, we've been getting breaks, new extremes, then reversals. Here we get just a break and just reverse. No new extreme, no reverse, just break, reverse. Now, how many times have we been looking? That doesn't happen often, right? So there are some days though where we're gonna get sniped because some people might come in here and want to take this long, thinking we're gonna get up back into uptrend. I don't take it because of the color bar. Stuff like that keeps me out of these trades, right? And then I like the second push, right? So I'd wait for them to come back even down here, then I would take that reversal. But we can see, boom, 2 legs down, we're just going down, right? and then all of a sudden we get another box. And what's been happening, right? We've been getting the breakouts, right? Boom, we even come back to this last little support area here. So if you're feeling still aggressive, you can take that one, but I'd be watching out for 2 legs right away, because as we've seen, we've just been getting, right, abrupt reversals. Maybe we measured here just to check out what's been going on. This little push down here, maybe that's the target. Yep, right about it, right? Copy and paste. I just removed that one. So now I come over here, copy and paste from here to where they had this first break, and where they have that break, I'm just gonna put the start of this one. We didn't even make this one. Close, didn't make it. And then boom, we just get reversal. And now this is today. Well, this was yesterday, or I guess this rising. This is now. So again, right? That's how I get from a blank chart to a color chart. We could do a little bit of this here, might as well. And we'll close up shop. 8 o'clock. Get me some sleep so I could be up in the rising. Back to this 50K challenge we got going on tomorrow. But again, just this is all I do. This is why, you know, there's so many things that have to come into context for me and into play. That's why I don't trade as many times as many people, as some people, you know, because even though I see interesting points, I only see literally 1 green trade here, 2 green trades here, and this is so later on in the day, but this technically could be a green, but no, I only see 2 trades. So I would have only had 2 opportunities all day. One at about 10:16 that I took, and oh yeah, no, and this one here that I took as well, right? So this one I thought it was green at first, right? So one was at 9:56, then I would have had one at 10:16, and I wouldn't have had another one all the way until 11:35. So throughout the whole day, only 3 times I thought was interesting. And if I was really drawing at this point here, I would have stayed out, maybe. But hey, I still like that trade. I can only tell you after the fact it doesn't work out, right? Okay, so here I got a break. I should be looking for a down push because I got the new extreme, right? Just how I start developing with the price. Even if I can't see from right here, we're never gonna know. I'm just going off what the price gives me before. Now you get break, new extreme. What are we gonna do? Measure legs, right? Not only am I gonna measure from here to here, put it here, I'm also gonna measure this last move up from the previous. Right, 1 leg. Maybe this little down move is a pullback. And I should be aiming for up here. You can see we kind of come back down and dance. Just something to think about, right? So now I'm thinking reversal. And what do I get? Lower high. Not below the 21, but still definitely most interesting, right? So something to think about here for a reversal. When I'm in these reversals above the 21, my target is usually till the 21, right? So if I get in this trade, I'm looking right away for a 1-for-1. Yeah, I'm looking for the reversal, but again, you don't be so delusional that you like don't see what's going on. Like, oh yeah, I'm staying in the trade. The thing hits the 21 and starts wicking out and gives you a strong green bar. I mean, unless you're just really, really willing to accept this full risk, like, oh yeah, it's never coming here. If it pushes here, you get a green bar like this, come here. Man, you better be mindful, right? Either get ready to protect some profit, take a break even, stop out, Well, again, if you want to ignore it then. So, but gratefully, right, it would have just pushed through. So you could have been just sitting and watching. You wait till this little push up happens, it drops down, right? You could either protect now, 10 points at the 21. You would just wait for this risk to reward to get hit. Boom, it gets hit. What am I doing while I'm in this trade? I'm trying to find the downtrend. Right, same way I found that uptrend, I could find the downtrend. So this is just what I'm doing all day, every day while we're here. I'm looking for, I gotta break new extreme just like I did for the uptrend. I'm looking for now up move possibly from right here. What I would have to be thinking, I would not be selling anymore until I get a uptrend played out. I would be looking for an up move. So no, wouldn't be taking any of these sales. Looks interesting, but first entry pullback, second interesting, but again, I would only have room till right here. I could start drawing this right. Now, if you're feeling aggressive, again, interesting place, right? Up to you. For me, I don't like these because I want to see some more of this getting played out here. After this break new extreme, I would want a little bit more reversal. But if you're just trading the rules, 0 at first entry, second, this is 0 now. You got a first entry pullback, second, double bar entry. You got to enter right below this bar. See, for me, especially when I see and backtest these trades and they don't work to the risk to reward, I don't like it because I would have to prematurely get out here. See how many times I get that support possibly. I don't like that. Okay, we break back in, we break back out, we just keep hovering, right? Come close to the risk to reward, not quite, but now I still gotta draw and check this out. Got one down because I don't know. I just might as well draw and check it out. Two down, almost, right? A little short, but who knows where this one really starts. Could be this one or this bar, so technically two down. Now you're still definitely thinking reversal. You're thinking reversal from here, so you're not playing into any of this selling. Still looking for reversal. Maybe this bar here for the failed breakout, but nah, still doesn't close back inside or strong enough. Right, so we've just been playing this top of the range. Looks like it's coming down a little bit. Bottom of the range. And again, this is from right now. So technically maybe we get back down there. And now this is literally how I just start drawing for the price for right now. So right now I got a downtrend. Technically, what should we see happening? We should see a break at some point in time. And then we should see a continuation down before we can go up for the new extreme. And we just sit and wait for it to pull back to the 21. I'm just following along. So by the time it gets to the 21, I know in my mind what side I'm going for, what I'm looking for. If this, then that, right? And then whatever I see play out, if I like it, I'm on board. That's right. We even just drew up these. So there you guys go. If you guys like that, you know I love to see the threes. Give me some threes. If you guys want me to keep doing this on, message me. Let me know what I could clear up for you maybe while I'm doing it, but definitely give me some threes and we'll keep it pushing all the time. Like I said, I do this by myself anyways, regardless. This is just how I get used to waiting for the right trades, hopefully y'all see the method to the madness and can learn some patience. But yes. Send me some threes. I'm always with the threes. Appreciate you guys for keeping me company. Like I said, message me any questions. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know what I can make more clear, and just keep you guys head up. Start to the week, 4-day week. Stick to your disciplines, stick to your plans. We back with the 50K challenge tomorrow. Hey, appreciate y'all, chat. See y'all. Good stuff, guys.
Flow. Roach gang. Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Roach gang. 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 Yeah. Under the fridge is what I'm saying. Ooh. Bitch, you know I ain't playing. Yeah. I like water with sugar cane. Ooh. Nuclear bomb, I don't feel pain. Yeah. I can't fly cause I'm not a plane. Ooh. I like crumbs and candy stains. Yeah. Roach gang, roach gang, roach gang. Roach gang, roach gang, roach gang. Under the